Hello everybody and welcome back to Gaskin Point. Today we're doing our first ever double blind. So typically we do single blinds, and single blinds means that I know what's in the flight, I just don't know what is what. And so, for example, we'll do a flight of all the different Russell's 13 batches, and I'll know that there are all the Russell's 13 batches, I just don't know what glass is what. And so I'll have fun guessing what the different batch is and talking about the particularities of each particular batch. But today we're actually doing something different. We're doing a double blind, which means that I don't even know what any of these are. A good buddy of mine named Ben that watches the videos, he wanted to really challenge me. So he threw me some samples here of all these random things that I just don't know anything about them. I don't know if we're dealing with old whiskey, young whiskey, high proof, low proof. All I know is that they're all ryes. And so this is a rye double blind here. So we're gonna sit back, we're gonna relax, and we're gonna just drink these 4 ryes, give our opinions on them, give our ratings, give our rankings, and then we're actually going to be scratching off a sample jar to find out what they are at the end. So let's just get right into it here and see what we think. So I will be spoiling them for you guys, so you guys do know what these all are, but let's go to sample number 1 here. A lot of rye candy on this one. Oh, this one's really nice. All I know is that they're rye, so I'm probably going to pick up a lot of rye candy on these. We're going to magically get a lot of very typical rye notes. No, but this is really exciting. I really appreciate it, Ben, for sending me these samples. This is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, this is a really strong rye candy note here, reminiscent of like Old Carter Rye Batch 12. That had a really strong rye candy note on it, and this one, like that one, is actually leaning a lot into that coconut. Like, it's a really strong coconut on it. That's really nice. Let's take a sip. It's nice. It's softer. It's pure rye candy. It's actually very reminiscent of that Old Carter batch that I was talking about. I will say, towards the mid and late palate, though, it's a little bit spicier, a little bit oakier, which actually makes me like it a good bit more. So it could be a different Old Carter batch. It could be that same Old Carter batch, and I'm just more warmed up to it today. Wow. That is really nice, though. He did tell me these are high-quality ryes. So we're not dealing with anything that's super cheap, you know, and I could definitely tell on this first one here that that's a nice rye. Now, if this is a $50 rye, amazing. I hope it's a $50 rye, and we could all drink this all day and be happy, but I have a feeling this is on the higher end of things, probably like $200 or $300 on the secondary market. Hopefully not more than that, but man, that's really nice here. Let's take a second sip here and let's go on to glass number 2. It's really nice. Pure rye candy on this. And the only thing that I've had that I could think of that's pure rye candy is that Old Carter rye. And you guys obviously know what everything is, and that's a lot of the fun of this video. So obviously you guys get to make fun of me if I'm like totally off on these things. And it's possible that these are all ryes that I just haven't even touched at all. That I couldn't even know what to know about these, and maybe that's possible, and I'm just having fun guessing here. But let's go on to glass number 2. Interesting. Okay. This one's a bit more familiar, I'll say. It's really nice and oaky. I think it's definitely at least 10 years old. Definitely higher proof here. Okay, so this first one I couldn't really pinpoint. I think it's like an Old Carter. When I think of all the ryes that I've had that are just pure rye candy, I mean, that's really the first thing that comes to mind. This second one, though, I'm a little bit more confident about. It smells a lot like a Parker's. It might not be, obviously. I have really no idea what this is, but it smells a lot like Heaven Hill. I mean, that is Heaven Hill oak funk to it. It's like caramel, it's sweet, but it's also really, really oaky, really like tobacco. Okay, let's take a sip. Huh. Okay. That one to me is a little bit nutty. Okay. So Heaven Hill does get nutty sometimes. On the nose, it's not as nutty, but, you know, I do get some nuttiness on Heaven Hill. Kind of reminiscent of Jim Beam, but not nearly as nutty. And it's more like a walnut, which is more pleasant nuttiness than I think like the peanut brittle that I get off of Jim Beam. This is high proof and it's older. I mean, it's clearly 8, 9, 10 years old. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess Parker's Rye on this one. But again, I have no idea. I mean, it's going to be really funny if this is like a $50 store pick. This is a Knob Creek Rye. I mean, it could be a Knob Creek Rye, but no, this is really, really nice. I'd be surprised if this was a Knob Creek Rye. Maybe it's the best Knob Creek Rye ever. Let's take another sip. That one's familiar to me. Which kills me because, you know, the first one and second one, they're both kind of familiar to me, but I've only had one thing that I would associate with them. And so it's either that or it's totally off base. But okay, my guess on that one is Parker's Rye. My guess on the first one is Old Carter Rye. No idea if these are right. Let's go on to glass number 3. Interesting. Okay, this one's also really nice. Ooh, this one's more caramel forward. Oh, wow. There is the rye candy. Like, I am getting the coconut, the seagrass, the sugarcane, those kinds of, like, really sweet rye notes on it. But honestly, I'm getting, like, more maple and caramel than I'm getting anything. Okay. This one is harder to pinpoint. I don't know about this one. Let's take a sip. Ooh. Ooh, that's really nice. Oh, I get like a lemon on that. I get some really nice sweet rye candy on that one. Like I said, that coconut, sugarcane, seagrass, those kinds of notes on it. It's really sweet. Oh, that's really nice. It's a little bit less rye candy than the first glass, but it's much more robust. I also think I'm getting a lot more citrus. Specifically, I'm getting a lot of lemon on this. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, these are all good ryes. No, we're not dealing with bad ryes here. Ben was not lying to us. These are all in the 8s for me. Probably low 8s. I don't think we're dealing with anything that's insane. Like, we're not dealing with a Booker's Rye here. We're not dealing with anything like that. This isn't like a 9.0. But low to mid 8s on a lot of these. And these are very enjoyable. I'm hoping, for your sake and for my sake and for the world's sake, that something here is like $50. I have a feeling nothing here is $50. But if any of these first 3 are in that price range, buy it. Buy 10, buy 20. I mean, that's the thing to drink. Let's get another sip. It's interesting. It's similar to glass number 1. It's oakier. Definitely tastes older. And it might not be older, but it tastes older. And it has a lot more lemon on it. But it still has the rye candy, which I really enjoy the rye candy on that one. Okay. That one is really good. Let's go on to glass number 4. Ooh. That one's deep. That one's really rich. Okay. I will say the color on this one is insane. I mean, compared to these, it's ridiculous. So I'm automatically assuming it's an older rye whiskey. Or it's a rye whiskey that's aged in the South. I mean, that could always be it too. Especially on that color. I mean, that's either like 20 years old or it's like Texas whiskey. It's always one or the other. And I don't think he put anything here that's 20 years old, so I don't know. I mean, maybe he did. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, that's really nice. So really rich oak, vanilla bean on it. A lot of vanilla bean on that one. And I am getting some seagrass on it. Like it's not really a rye candy. It's just a little bit grassy. I don't mind the grassiness here. I will say there is an oak funk to it that's reminiscent of either like really quickly aged or like small barrels. It's a note that I typically get on like Kings County, for example, which are known for being small barrels. Where it's almost like a cheap oak note, where it almost feels like they cut some corners to get that oak. And that's not necessarily the case here. Like this could obviously be like a really well-crafted like legacy distillery. The oak on it, it's almost like it's a really sharp note on it, and it's actually usually mixes in with like a raisin note on it as well, which is actually really enjoyable. Honestly, I get the same thing on the Blombros Nashville Barrel Company here. I don't think that's what this is. It could be, but this Nashville Barrel Company Blombros, absolutely amazing stuff. I honestly get that all over that, and that's a 10-year blend of Illinois and Indiana rye whiskey, and so people love that whiskey. So it's not that it's a negative note. It's just that it's a peculiar note. It's not as typical as what I would get off of like what I would normally associate with the legacy distilleries. Let's take a sip. Oh, but a lot of coffee and chocolate in the mid and late palate there. Oh, that's really good. Okay. I have my guesses on this one. It's not as rye forward on the palate, though. I think it was very rye forward on the nose. But on the palate, honestly, you could tell me that's a bourbon. I wouldn't totally believe you, but if you told me it's a high rye bourbon, I definitely would believe you. Let's get another sip. It's super sweet on the palate. Oh my God. It's almost like there's additives in that. Like it's really, really sweet on the palate. Wow. In the mouth, even before I really sip it, super, super sweet, really viscous on that one. Really nice, like raisin, date, and just pure maple on that. That's an awesome rye. Okay, we're looking at 4 ryes here that are all at least an 8.0. These are all really nice here. We're gonna go back through one more time, and then we're gonna rank them, and then let's find out what we're having. Alrighty, so I really liked 4. I really liked 2. I really liked 1 and 3 too. These are actually all really close here. Let's just go with number 3 first. And I don't really have a reason why to go with 3 first, but honestly, they're all really good and very close. I do typically go from my least to my most favorite, but I don't know, these are all really close. So let's see, glass number 3 here. Oaky. I'm thinking at least 8 or 9 years old. I'd be surprised if it was younger. But again, this is a double blind, and it could purposely be younger, but it's something that tastes older, and that's why Ben threw this in. That's the fun part of this, right? Like that's really the part of this where it's like, you know, like he could just be messing with me. Now I will say, if you guys like this kind of style of content, I mean, I could do live streams. I haven't done live streams yet on the channel, and a lot of that is just being realistic. You know, I don't want to live stream to 5 people. You know, if there is really a demand for it, I'll do it. But if there isn't a demand for it, you know, I'm happy just doing the videos. But I think if we do a lot of live streams, we'll get a lot of content like this, where we're doing surprise blinds and stuff like that. So if this is the kind of video you guys want to see and you guys actually want to watch it live, let me know down below in the comments if that's something you guys want me to look into more. Because I'm open to the idea now. You know, I've settled in. I like the videos. I like, you know, we have a nice upload schedule, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the morning. Check us out at that time. You'll always find videos. But anyways, okay, this is really nice. Let's take a sip. It's oaky. It's real oaky. Has an amazing rye candy note on it as well. I'm going to rate that an 8.2. I think it's slightly, ever so slightly tannic. I think there's a bit more oak on it than I'm getting the sweetness on it. I think others here have a better balance of the sweetness and the oak. But I think it's delicious. It's really, really good. I mean, really, if I look back on my collection of ryes here, I mean, like I don't think we have a Jack Daniel's rye here. I love that Jack Daniel's rye, though. I don't think we're looking at a McDur's Old Forester. I don't think we're looking at an MGP here. I think this is more of a Kentucky rye. I think this is not really giving me 95.5 vibes. It could be like a short barrel 95.5. I don't think this is a River Roots. I don't really think it's a 95.5. I think it's a bit sweeter than that. I think there's more corn on it. I'll hold off on the final guess for that one yet, but I don't know if I have any great guesses so far. But let's go to 2. It's a bit nutty. It's a bit oaky. It's very reminiscent of Heaven Hill. Let's take a sip. It's really good. It's really good and fruity. It is nutty, and I don't love the nuttiness on it. I think this is Parker's 10-year rye. That's my final guess on it for sure. I'm going to rate it an 8.4. But even if it's not, I mean, it's something that tastes similar. So if it's cheaper, it's a really good alternative to it. But that's my guess on this one. That's the guess I like the most. These others, we'll see. But I really like that guess on it. Okay, let's go to glass number 1. This is just yelling Old Carter rye to me. And it's just because that's all I've had that's similar to it. Now, Ben did tell me that there's at least one thing in here that I definitely haven't had, so I'm expecting one of these to be a single barrel. That's just really funky. It might not be, but, you know, we're just having fun here. We're just relaxing, drinking some great ryes. Let's take a sip. Really good. Wow. I'm going to rate that an 8.4. And I'm going to say that it's slightly better than glass number 2. I actually really, really like that. I mean, it's really sweet, really enjoyable here. It's not as complex. It's not as interesting. But what it does is doing exceptionally well. Like, that is rye candy. I have to guess Old Carter, just because that's the only thing that I could really remember that's super rye candy forward. Honestly, I'm really excited to find out what that one is. Let's go on to glass number 4 here. Getting more coffee here on the nose now. Yeah, getting some nice red cherry on this. This is a great rye. Let's take a sip. Okay. More red fruit on that one. And that one really not particularly rye forward on the palate, but it's rye forward on the nose. Okay, I think based on all the information I have, the fact that it's kind of has a darker profile to it, the fact that it's not particularly rye forward, the fact that it has a really rich color on it, but then it kind of had that oakiness to it that I wouldn't typically associate with a legacy distillery. I think this was aged in the South. I think this is a Texas whiskey or a Georgia whiskey, which makes you think this is Detling Rye. I think this is Detling Rye. I haven't had Detling Rye yet, so I really don't know, but I think that's Detling Rye. And look, I could be way off here. Maybe I'm way off. That rye was a $250 rye, and honestly, not bad. If this was $250, not bad. I wouldn't pay a dime more than that, but for $250, you know what? I don't hate it. But is it 6 years old? Because, I don't know, it tastes a little bit older. It could just be the Georgia heat. So, I think this is Old Carter. I think this is Parker's. This third one here, it's an oakier version of the first one. And when I look back at what I have here, I don't think this is a Michter's, because I think it has more proof than the Michter's 10 rye, but I don't think it has the youth of the Michter's barrel strength rye, which is like 6 years old. I don't think it's Old Forester. That would surprise me. I don't think this is a 4-year rye. I don't think this is Thomas Handy or anything like that. I don't think this is a Buffalo Trace. I don't think this is E.H. Taylor barrel proof rye. Oh man, if it's not Buffalo Trace, I don't think this is Wild Turkey. I don't think they have many ryes. I mean, this could be like a Russell's Reserve rye, but it just doesn't have the fruitiness of Wild Turkey. It's not Wild Turkey. It's not Buffalo Trace. I don't know. I don't know if I can make a guess here. I mean, I'm really thinking about it here. It's weird. It's really weird. I just don't know if I've had anything like it. Maybe it's like an Ohio, Indiana rye. I think that's my closest bet, because I don't think it's any of the legacy distilleries in Kentucky. But that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. But all right, let's find out what we're having here. So I actually have these simple jars that I need to scratch off. So I actually have a quarter here. We're going to scratch off here. Let's see. So we said that, I just realized I didn't rate this one. I'm going to rate this one an 8.3. I think it's worse than glass 1 and 2. So I like glass 1 the most. I like glass 2, and then glass 4, and then glass 3. Okay, I think that's our ranking here. I could bring them a little bit closer here. All right, so glass number 3 first here, so I have to check the number. Number 6, okay, so I'll check here. We'll scratch off the, what it is here. This is one, I just could not predict this one. I see the word West. I see High West. I see Rocky Mountain. Wow, 16-year, 105 proof here. Wow, that's really impressive. Huh, okay, so High West Rocky Mountains rye, I'll put a photo on your screen, whatever that looks like. I'm not familiar at all with that bottle. Maybe that's the one that I'm just not supposed to be familiar with. That's really cool here. Okay, so High West Rocky Mountain rye. Sure. It's very oaky. I totally buy that. Yeah, 16 years. Sure. Sure. I believe you. Alrighty, so let's check out what glass number 4 is. Alright, so number 4 here. Alrighty, I'm gonna cross it out again, get all the coating on. I see the word Detling. Okay, it's Detling rye. There's only one Detling rye. Okay, so 6 years old. I believe it's like, what, 108 proof. Wow, impressive. Very good for a first rye. So that's $250 there. I would pay $250 for that. I do think it's really solid. I wouldn't pay a dime more than that. And honestly, I wish it was $150, but it's really good. Very enjoyable here. It does have that note that's typically associated to me with, like, a lot of the Garrison brothers kind of have that note of, like, I don't know, it's just kind of like a short barrel, like it's very oaky and raisiny, and it's not a bad note, but it's definitely unique. It's definitely not typical of what I would get out of Kentucky, something that's aged slower, really closely attended to, but that's honestly amazing. I mean, for 6 years old, that's very impressive. A great start for them. Excited to see what they're going to do in the future. Excited to see what a 7, 8, 9-year Detling rye would taste like. But all right, let's go on to glass number 2 here. All right, number 3 here. These numbers don't make sense, by the way. They're numbered 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I don't really know why I numbered them. I could have just kept that. Whatever. Let's find out what we're having. All right, I see rye and I see 10 years. Parker's rye. Bang. All right, yeah, that's Parker's rye. I believe it. Yeah, it really does taste like Parker's rye. That I predicted well. I predicted the fourth one well as well. I really didn't get anywhere close on the third glass here. All right, let's find out glass number 1 here. All right, so let's see here. So I thought this was Old Carter. I just couldn't really put my finger on it, but I really might not be Old Carter. It's just the only thing that I've had that's similar. I'm seeing a bunch of info here. Oh, it's actually a Willet sign. Oh wow, this is a Willet. Wow, cool. Barrel 20. Barrel 20? That's a very low number for a barrel. The proof is 116.8 and it's 8 years old. Cool. Okay, so the Old Carters are like 115 proof, so kind of got the proof on that one, but didn't really get the Willet funk at all on that. Barrel 20. I'm going to post a photo of that on your screen, but I'm surprised. That's a very low barrel number. I wonder if that's sourced. Put the quarter back there, and I have to clean up my floor here. I have all that, like, they really have this kind of cool dust on them, but that was really fun. Okay, wow. Really rye candy photo. I mean, it won the blind, so there you go. Good for Willet here. I have a couple of Willets. I like Willet a lot. But anyways, all right, that's the blind here. That's really, really fun results. So we said that Willet Rye was the best. We said that Parker's was second. Detling Rye was third. And then we said the Middle West was fourth here. So I've never had the Middle West at all. I've never had that Willet. We did predict these two pretty well. I haven't had the Detling Rye, but you know, we thought about it. We figured that one out. I'm glad about that one. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I predicted the proof on this, but I really, I think the Old Carters, I don't know, maybe they're a little bit older than 8 years old, so I don't know how close I was on the age, but cool. Cool, I'm all for Willet. I like Willet a lot. I hope you guys had fun here. Me struggling trying to guess and figure these things out. I guess we got 2 right, we got 2 somewhat wrong, and that's okay. But I hope you all had fun. I hope you all enjoyed the video. But with that, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.